The champagne cork was still bouncing off the hotel room ceiling when I received the text message that would transform my cousin's dream vacation into a masterclass in consequences. Thanks again for the amazing trip, cuz. Living my best life while you're stuck at work. The photo she'd attached showed her lounging by the infinity pool of the 5-star resort I'd booked and paid for, completely unaware that her best life was about to become a very expensive lesson in gratitude. My name is Sophia Lancaster, and for 15 years, I'd been building a boutique travel consulting business that specialized in creating unforgettable experiences for clients who understood the value of expertise and attention to detail. What my spoiled cousin Emma had never bothered to learn was that the woman she'd spent years treating like a personal ATM with a college degree wasn't just someone who worked in travel. I was someone who controlled every aspect of the luxury vacation she was currently enjoying, at my expense. Emma thought she'd manipulated me into funding another one of her entitled adventures by guilting me about family obligations and playing on my parents' expectations about successful family members helping those less fortunate. What she'd actually done was provide a hospitality expert with perfect motivation to demonstrate exactly what happened when you confused generosity with stupidity and kindness with weakness. My family had spent years enabling Emma's pattern of using emotional manipulation and family guilt to extract money, favors, and support from relatives who'd achieved the success she felt entitled to without the effort she refused to invest. Her Bali vacation was about to become the final chapter in that particular family dynamic. Picture this: Thanksgiving dinner at my Aunt Patricia's house, where Emma had perfected the art of turning family gatherings into fundraising opportunities for her latest financial crisis or lifestyle aspiration. This particular dinner would be remembered as the moment Emma's manipulation tactics encountered someone who understood exactly how to use professional expertise as a weapon. Emma had arrived with her usual dramatic flair, regaling the family with stories about her influencer career that consisted mainly of posting vacation photos from trips other people funded while complaining about how hard it was to build a brand in today's competitive market. The problem is that I need content that shows lifestyle elevation, you know? My followers expect aspirational travel experiences, but authentic luxury travel is so expensive. I'm basically stuck in this catch-22 where I need amazing trips to grow my platform, but I can't afford amazing trips without a bigger platform. What followed was Emma's carefully orchestrated presentation about a business opportunity that required her to travel to Bali to research luxury resort experiences for her social media brand. The trip would be an investment in her future that she couldn't afford on her current income from part-time retail work and occasional sponsored posts. Sophia, you understand the travel industry better than anyone, Emma had said, turning to me with the calculating smile she'd perfected during 2 decades of family manipulation. This Bali trip could really launch my travel influencer career, but the research requires staying at high-end resorts to create authentic luxury content. I was hoping you might help me plan something amazing. The suggestion had been delicately presented, but the family pressure was unmistakable. My parents, aunt, and uncle had all begun discussing how successful family members have obligations to help those who are still building their careers, and how Sophia's travel expertise could really make a difference in Emma's future. Sophia, you've been so blessed with your business success. Emma just needs someone to believe in her potential and give her the opportunity to prove herself. A trip like this could change her whole trajectory. I listened to my family transform Emma's desire for a luxury vacation into a noble family investment opportunity, while she sat there with the satisfied expression of someone who'd successfully weaponized family guilt against a relative with both the resources and expertise to provide exactly what she wanted. Let me think about what kind of trip would give you the best content opportunities, I'd finally said, watching Emma's face light up with premature victory. Bali has some incredible luxury resorts that would definitely provide the kind of aspirational content your followers would love. That evening, driving home from my aunt's house, I understood something profound about family dynamics and emotional manipulation. Emma's pattern of using guilt and family pressure to extract resources from successful relatives wasn't just annoying. It was a systematic exploitation of people who'd worked hard to build something meaningful. But what Emma had failed to consider was that she'd just asked a professional travel consultant to plan a luxury vacation that she expected someone else to fund, while treating that person like a personal travel agent rather than a successful business owner who understood exactly how to use hospitality industry expertise as an instrument of perfect justice. Monday morning found me in my office, designing what would appear to be the luxury Bali vacation of Emma's dreams, while carefully constructing what would actually become a masterclass in consequences for someone who'd spent years confusing family generosity with personal entitlement. I'd spent the weekend researching Emma's social media presence with the thoroughness I applied to high-end client travel planning. Her Instagram revealed exactly the kind of vapid lifestyle content that my industry colleagues love to mock. Poorly composed photos, #spam, and captions that demonstrated she understood neither travel nor luxury hospitality. Emma had 3,200 followers, mostly family members and high school acquaintances. Her influencer career consisted of posting photos from budget trips funded by relatives, accompanied by captions about living authentically and following your passion. She'd never disclosed that her travel experiences were funded by family guilt rather than brand partnerships. But what made Emma's request particularly insulting was her assumption that I'd provide expensive travel consulting services for free, while she treated my expertise like a family favor, rather than professional skill that commanded premium rates from actual clients. I began designing her Bali vacation with the same attention to detail I provided for clients who paid $50,000 for custom luxury travel experiences. 5-star resort accommodations, premium dining reservations, private transportation, cultural experiences, and spa treatments. Everything Emma had requested for her lifestyle content creation. Ms. Lancaster, the Amankila Resort would be perfect for your client's requirements, explained my contact at the luxury property booking agency. The Clifftop Suites provide exactly the kind of aspirational content opportunities that travel influencers seek, and our photography concierge service can ensure professional quality social media content. I crafted an itinerary that would provide Emma with 12 days of absolute luxury: ocean view suites, private beach access, personal butler service, helicopter tours, private yacht charters, and exclusive cultural experiences that most travelers could never access without expert industry connections. Every reservation was made in my name with my credit card information, using the industry relationships I'd built over 15 years of creating exceptional experiences for discerning clients. Emma would experience genuine luxury hospitality, while I maintained complete control over every aspect of her vacation. The total cost approached $35,000, more than Emma earned in an entire year from her part-time retail job and sporadic social media sponsorships. She'd requested an amazing trip without understanding what amazing actually cost when provided by someone with the expertise and industry access to deliver authentic luxury experiences. Sound of family communication. Emma is going to be so grateful, my Aunt Patricia had gushed when I called to confirm the vacation arrangements. This kind of opportunity could really transform her career prospects. You're giving her exactly what she needs to take her brand to the next level. What I'd actually given Emma was access to experiences that would expose exactly how unprepared she was for the luxury travel market she claimed to understand, while positioning myself to deliver consequences that would teach her about the difference between earning opportunities and expecting them. Emma's Bali vacation was going to provide her with content, education, and justice in ways she couldn't possibly anticipate. Emma's social media documentation of her Bali vacation provided real-time entertainment for anyone who understood the difference between authentic luxury travel and someone pretending to belong in spaces they'd never earned access to through their own efforts. Day one had produced Instagram stories of Emma attempting to look sophisticated while clearly overwhelmed by the level of service and attention to detail that characterized genuine five-star hospitality. Her captions revealed someone who'd never experienced luxury beyond basic hotel accommodations funded by family guilt trips. Living my best life at this incredible Bali resort. The butler service is so extra, but I'm totally here for it. Number luxury travel. Number influencer life. Number blessed and grateful. My industry contacts at the Amankila resort provided discreet updates about Emma's behavior that confirmed exactly what I'd suspected. She was treating five-star service like an all-inclusive party rather than understanding the cultural sophistication that luxury hospitality required from guests. Ms. Lancaster, your guest is certainly enthusiastic about documenting her experience. The housekeeping staff has mentioned some concerns about appropriate behavior during butler service, and the restaurant manager has requested guidance about menu selections that might be more suitable for her palate. Translation: Emma was behaving like someone who'd won a contest rather than someone who belonged in spaces that cost $3,000 per night. Her social media content was documenting not just luxury experiences, but her complete inability to navigate them with the sophistication that characterized people who could actually afford such accommodations. Meanwhile, her Instagram posts were attracting exactly the kind of attention that revealed how little her influencer career understood about authentic luxury travel marketing. Comments from her limited follower base consisted mainly of family members expressing pride and strangers asking basic questions about how she'd afforded such expensive accommodations. "So proud of you, Emma. You deserve this luxury." Aunt Patricia. Goals. How did you afford such an amazing trip? High school acquaintance. Living the dream. Can't wait to hear all about it. Various relatives. What Emma hadn't revealed to her social media audience was that her amazing luxury vacation was entirely funded by a family member she'd guilted into providing free travel consulting services while treating that person's professional expertise like a family favor rather than valuable industry skill. By day 5, Emma's social media content was revealing the fundamental problem with her approach to luxury travel. She was treating exceptional experiences like entertainment rather than understanding the cultural sophistication and appreciation that such experiences deserved from people who could actually afford them. That's when I implemented the second phase of Emma's education about the difference between earning luxury experiences and expecting them to be provided by relatives who'd actually built the success to afford such indulgences. Day 6 of Emma's luxury vacation began with a phone call that would transform her influencer content creation trip into a real-time lesson about the difference between earning opportunities and having them provided through family manipulation. Miss Emma Patterson? This is Kadik from the Amankila Resort front desk. We need to discuss some concerns about your reservation arrangements that require immediate attention. What kind of concerns? My cousin Sophia arranged everything. There shouldn't be any problems with my reservation. Ms. Patterson, we've received notification that the credit card associated with your reservation has been canceled, and we need alternative payment arrangements to continue your accommodation. The outstanding balance for your remaining 6 nights totals $18,000, not including charges for additional services you've requested. What Emma was experiencing was the inevitable consequence of treating professional expertise like a family favor, while assuming that generous relatives would continue funding lifestyle experiences indefinitely regardless of gratitude, respect, or basic courtesy. I'd timed the cancellation perfectly, far enough into her vacation that she'd experienced enough luxury to understand what she was losing, but with enough remaining time that the consequences would be appropriately educational, rather than merely punitive. Emma's immediate response was exactly what I'd predicted. Frantic calls to family members seeking emergency financial rescue from the situation she'd created by treating my professional services like charity and my financial generosity like an obligation rather than a gift that required gratitude and respect. "Mom, I need help immediately. Sophia canceled my hotel reservation, and they want $18,000 for the rest of my stay. I'm stuck in Bali with no money and nowhere to stay. This is completely insane." "That can't be right, Emma. Sophia wouldn't just cancel your vacation without warning. There must be some misunderstanding about the payment arrangements." The family emergency calls revealed exactly what I'd expected. Emma had never disclosed the true cost of her business trip to relatives who'd encouraged my investment in her career, and she'd certainly never mentioned that she'd treated my professional travel planning services like unpaid family labor. When Emma finally called me directly, I was prepared with exactly the kind of professional response that someone in her situation deserved when they'd spent years treating successful family members like personal ATMs rather than accomplished professionals worthy of respect and gratitude. "Sophia, what the hell is going on? The hotel says you canceled my reservation and I owe them $18,000. This was supposed to be a family investment in my career. You can't just leave me stranded in a foreign country." "Emma, your vacation was a gift that I provided using my professional expertise and industry relationships, not a family investment or business partnership. Your behavior over the past 6 days has demonstrated exactly why you're not ready for the luxury travel market you claim to understand." I provided Emma with detailed documentation of her vacation costs, my professional services, and the industry relationships I'd leveraged to provide her with experiences that would have been impossible for someone with her limited resources and non-existent travel industry knowledge. "The resort staff has reported behavior that's inappropriate for 5-star hospitality environments. Your social media content reveals someone who doesn't understand luxury travel culture. And your assumption that family members are obligated to fund your lifestyle without gratitude or respect has created exactly the situation you're currently experiencing." Emma's response to having her luxury vacation terminated mid-trip provided perfect demonstration of why she'd never earned the experiences she felt entitled to receive through family manipulation and emotional guilt. Rather than accepting responsibility for treating professional services like family favors and expensive gifts like obligations, Emma attempted to transform her situation into a family emergency that required collective rescue from consequences she'd created through her own entitled behavior. "This is financial abuse," Emma declared during the emergency family conference call she'd demanded. "Sophia deliberately trapped me in an expensive foreign country and is trying to extort money from me. She planned this whole thing to humiliate me." Emma, financial abuse would be manipulating family members into funding luxury vacations through guilt and emotional pressure while treating their professional expertise like unpaid labor. What you're experiencing is learning what happens when someone who controls hospitality industry relationships decides to stop enabling your pattern of entitlement. The emergency family meeting that followed Emma's crisis provided perfect opportunity to educate relatives who'd spent years encouraging Emma's manipulation tactics while pressuring successful family members to fund her lifestyle choices. For 15 years, I've built a travel consulting business that provides luxury experiences for clients who understand the value of professional expertise. Emma treated my services like family charity while expecting me to fund a $35,000 vacation that she presented as a business investment, rather than acknowledging it as the generous gift it actually was. I presented the family with complete documentation of Emma's vacation costs, my professional services, and the industry relationships required to provide someone with her limited resources access to experiences that cost more than most people's annual salary. Emma's social media documentation of this trip reveals someone who's completely unprepared for the luxury travel market she claims to understand. Her behavior at the resort demonstrated why she'd never earn access to such experiences through her own efforts. And her response to having consequences for treating generosity like obligation shows exactly why enabling her entitlement has been harmful to everyone involved. The meeting concluded with family members finally understanding that Emma's pattern of using guilt and manipulation to extract resources from successful relatives wasn't just annoying behavior. It was exploitation that prevented her from developing the skills and work ethic necessary to earn the lifestyle she felt entitled to receive. Fine. I'll figure out how to pay for my own hotel for the rest of the trip, but don't expect me to be grateful for being humiliated and abandoned in a foreign country. Emma, figuring out how to pay for experiences you want is exactly what adults do. And learning that treating people's generosity like obligation has consequences is education that's long overdue. Emma's luxury vacation education concluded with her discovering budget accommodation for her remaining time in Bali, funded by emergency money borrowed from multiple family members who finally understood that enabling her entitlement had prevented her from learning basic adult responsibility. 6 months after Emma's educational vacation termination, I was sitting in my expanded office, reviewing client contracts for luxury travel experiences that would generate more revenue in 1 month than Emma had earned in the previous 2 years from her influencer career. My boutique travel consulting business had grown significantly after the industry recognition I'd received for innovative educational hospitality experiences that taught entitled clients about the value of professional expertise and authentic luxury travel culture. Ms. Lancaster, your approach to client education has become legendary in luxury hospitality circles, explained the director of the International Luxury Travel Association during a conference honoring innovative travel professionals. Your case study about teaching appropriate gratitude and respect for professional services has been adopted by high-end resorts throughout Southeast Asia. Emma had eventually found employment as a customer service representative for a budget travel booking website, where her experience with luxury hospitality, however brief, made her valuable for handling customer complaints about service expectations versus budget realities. My family had gradually acknowledged that their encouragement of Emma's manipulation tactics had been harmful to everyone involved, particularly Emma herself, who'd never developed the skills necessary to earn the lifestyle she felt entitled to receive through family guilt and emotional pressure. Sophia, we owe you an apology for pressuring you to enable Emma's entitlement. We thought we were helping her, but we were actually preventing her from learning how to support herself and treat other people's generosity with appropriate respect. The most important lesson isn't about my professional boundaries. It's about understanding that real family support means encouraging competence and gratitude rather than enabling manipulation and entitlement. I'd also begun offering specialized consulting services for luxury hospitality providers who wanted to educate entitled guests about appropriate behavior and cultural sophistication required in 5-star environments. My educational luxury experiences had become popular among resorts seeking to maintain standards while teaching valuable lessons about respect and gratitude. The family that had pressured me to fund Emma's luxury vacation through guilt and obligation had learned that professional expertise deserved respect. Generous gifts required gratitude, and enabling entitlement was more expensive than teaching responsibility. Emma had thought she'd manipulated me into funding another luxury vacation by weaponizing family guilt and treating my professional services like charity. Instead, she'd provided perfect opportunity to demonstrate what happened when someone who controlled hospitality industry relationships decided to deliver education rather than enable entitlement. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just canceling someone's vacation, it's teaching them exactly why they'd never earned the experiences they felt entitled to receive, while building something so successful that their manipulation tactics become completely powerless. They'd called me selfish for setting professional boundaries. I'd use those boundaries to create educational experiences that transformed industry standards. And sometimes the greatest gift you can give an entitled family member is the opportunity to learn that luxury experiences must be earned rather than expected, and that treating generosity like obligation has consequences that no amount of family guilt can prevent.